Welcome to Recipe Wars. My name is BC Hoffman, and today we are taking on the battle of flan.
Is it flan or flan?
I think it's flan, actually.
We have a couple different variations that we're making today. I chose to go with Brian Boitano's recipe.
Flan is a typical Latin American custard, and it's going to be magnifico.
I know for a fact mine's going to be a winner, because what would Brian Boitano do?
So my name is Lalita Lopansary, and the recipe that I'm doing is by Chef Marcus Samuelsson.
Today we're going to make my favorite flan recipe. Everyone loves a flan, but how do you make this? It's a classic French dessert. How do you make it? And this is one recipe that actually everyone can make.
I think you guys better watch out. He's actually a real chef.
He's great. He's good. I've been to his restaurant in New York.
That's right, Red Rooster.
And I'm Judith Jones, and I will be doing Martha Stewart's version of the flan.
We have my co-author here, Sarah Carey. Come on out, Sarah. What we're going to do today, Sarah, with all these beautiful eggs and sugar and milk.
Okay, we're gonna make flan, so we're doing custard lesson. But flan actually starts off, the first thing that you need to do for making flan is make a caramel.
There's a lot of steps to her recipe, which is fine, and a lot of good tips in there too. So, you know, we'll see how they differ.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yours actually is starting up. You're doing Martha Stewart's with
I'm
the
doing
caramel.
Martha Stewart's version of caramel. So we're just gonna get a medium heat here. And we're gonna put in 3/4 of a cup of sugar. That's a lot of sugar, but we're gonna put it in there. Now, she talks a lot about crystallization and how you don't want crystallization to happen. So we're gonna add the water with our sugar right there. And then we're gonna give it one stir, and then we're gonna leave it alone. And so we want the caramel to get a nice golden brown color. So she advises not to touch your sugar-water combination and just to give it a swirl so it doesn't stick for probably about 8 minutes. And we plunge it into an ice bath of water right here, and that will prevent it from continuing to cook.
Marcus Samuelsson doesn't go quite in depth as Martha Stewart's video, but what he does different is that he boils his caramel first on high, and that also prevents it from crystallization, and then he'll go ahead and reduce it a little bit.
So I actually already did mine. I cheated. And I've
He brought
got mine.
store-bought caramel.
Right.
No. So the other thing we're gonna jump onto is getting our eggs. You're gonna throw those right into your bowl, start mixing. You gotta get that nice and going. And I'm gonna add, in my case, the coconut milk and my amazing sweet concoction of condensed milk. Oh, look at that.
Will you give me that bowl to lick?
Yes,
Please.
exactly. No
Please.
lie, just like run your fingers right. It's a little arm work right there, get a little workout going. So once you've beaten those eggs, you're gonna add in your coconut milk.
I have to say, I really do like the addition of coconut milk.
Yeah,
It's nice. Got a good texture.
good texture, good flavor.
Not the
Again,
most traditional for a flan.
More of a Latin kind of
Latin
version.
style.
and of course, lastly, we're going to throw in our lime zest and our sugar. You can't forget the sugar because sugar is key.
What a great combo, though, the lime and coconut.
Yeah.
Delicious. Very tropical.
I feel like I should have a mojito with this.
So in my recipe, Marcus Samuelsson actually greases his ramekins. I think in the other two, they don't, but
Yeah.
it's not really necessary, but it's kind of just that extra safety net that your flan is gonna come out nice and clean out of the ramekin.
And all of our recipes call for just a pinch of salt. The salt just brings out extra flavor in your desserts whenever you're making them. So we're just gonna put 2 quick pinches of salt in there.
So my caramel is just about there, so I reduced my heat a little bit. As you can see, it turned like a nice golden. It's almost there. And it kind of took a while for it to start getting that first amber color, but once it does start turning, you just have to remember that it's gonna turn brown really quickly, so you gotta watch it.
Mine too. Mine has turned now a lovely amber color, and I don't want to heat it anymore. That's all I want to do. So I'm going to do the Martha Stewart version and plunge it into this. That's the noise it's going to make. Yes. And she says put it in for about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to take it out. And right away, we want to actually put them in the ramekins because that's going to set pretty quickly. So let's get these over here. And we want to pour about 1 tablespoon into each ramekin. Let me get a hold of this.
And if you can see, like, the pots that we're using, they're really nice, heavy duty. And whenever you're making a caramel, you want to use a pot that is really sturdy so that the caramel cooks evenly, so you don't get that uneven crystallization and destroy your caramel in that way.
What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to, if you see, I can just swirl it there so it just covers the whole of the ramekin at the bottom. And that's going to set pretty quickly, so make sure, as Martha is doing, to get that all the way around.
Borrowing from some to fill
You
in
got to do that
others.
fast because it starts to set up.
Oh my gosh, it's all setting up, but it is beautiful.
Yeah.
A little tappy tappy
That's
action.
already setting right
Tappity tap. And you know what? If it doesn't set all the way on the bottom, it's okay because it's going to melt anyway in your cooking process.
now. And the bitterness of that sugar goes really well with the sweetness of the custard.
It's
usually.
delicious,
so,
yeah.
So that's good. All right, that's just about done. It's about setting.
I'm going to take my combination right here in mixture, and I'm just going to throw it right into my pan. This is going straight in the oven. Different ones are going to take different times. This is obviously bigger, so it's going to take a little bit longer. Those are smaller, so they aren't going to take as long. But I am doing a water bath, so that'll
think we all
help
are,
evenly
actually.
cook it.
Yeah, we all are doing water bath.
All doing water baths.
Yes. All right, so should we move on to the custard? I think it's about time. That is setting now. And so she puts all of her milk into the pan on a medium-high heat. And we're gonna add in half of that sugar into there because we're gonna save the other half for later. So in it goes. I'm just eyeing it. There you go. And we want to let that steam and slightly bubble for about 5 to 6 minutes. Don't let it boil, she advises. And then we're going to add it to the eggs.
While she's making her custard in my recipe, we take the sweetened condensed milk and put it over the heat. And that's where we're going to steep the vanilla bean flavor in there. And what I'm doing is just using the back of my knife and just scraping all that out. You don't want to waste any of it. And you can even leave this in there just to let that steep even
Now,
more.
I know that looks kind of like dirt, but I promise
good
you,
dirt.
it's the most delicious, most amazing dirt you'll ever have, without a doubt.
And by heating it, I'm kind of infusing that vanilla in there, and this mixture with the condensed milk and regular milk, just want to let that reduce by half.
And I'm gonna go throw mine right now into the oven, get this nice and ready and cooked up.
So while that milk is boiling, let's get the eggs in here. So she's got 4 eggs and 3 egg yolks, which is more than the other 2 guys. So the egg yolks makes it a much richer flan. And all we're gonna do is whisk that up. All right, well mine is actually heating up here. It's steaming up, nearly bubbling. So one of the things that they advise you to do in the video is to ladle in the milk bit by bit, so ladle at a time. And this is called tempering the eggs. So we're bringing the temperature of the eggs up slightly every time we put a ladle, a spoonful of milk in.
You want me to help you out? I'll whisk
Yes,
while
maybe
you
you'll
pour.
whisk while I pour.
Yeah.
And this prevents the custard or the eggs from curdling.
Or making scrambled eggs.
Right, or making scrambled eggs. So this milk is now good, steaming nicely. So just, ooh, I think I need
Let's move you closer here.
Right, there you go.
Boom.
So, 1 spoonful at a time. Oh, don't do that.
Safe, but messy.
Safe but messy. We're gonna add that in. All right, there you go. Right, well, that's mostly in, and then what she does is just adds the rest of the milk
Pour
in
that
at the
bad boy
end.
in.
Right, there we go. We're whisking it together. And just to mention, I did add that other half of sugar in with the egg yolks while I was beating them. And now I'm actually gonna add in that salt. In it goes. And vanilla extract. So we're not using vanilla bean.
Still
but
works just as well.
Still works, right?
I wish you can smell how great this vanilla bean is just being infused in this cream.
Smell-o-vision.
But you just want to make sure that you are stirring this mixture constantly because the milk has a tendency to boil over. So you want to keep whisking and just making sure that you're not burning your mix.
Now, another thing that Martha Stewart does is she strains out her egg milk mixture, and that's to get out any of those egg fibers that might be in there, and so have a nice smooth custard. So I like that tip she does. So let's get another bowl here.
Hell.
Oh, there we go. All right, so I think I'm ready to add in my custard to my little ramekins right here. So what we're gonna do, now I'll be curious to see actually how your texture using the coconut milk and you using the condensed milk differs from just using plain old whole milk, because to me this seems kind of thin.
Yeah.
Let's
But let's
got
see.
an egg in there to help it.
Right, well, the egg yolks were, supposed to make it rich.
Nice body to it.
Right, but let's see. So let's ladle those into our ramekins. In they go.
And you're gonna just go about 3/4 of the way,
Yeah.
halfway to 3/4 of the way up.
So while she's ladling in her flan, my mixture has just about reduced. So I'm gonna pour it into a bowl. Are you my assistant?
Yes, I'll be your assistant. Yes, master.
We just gotta sneak out those steeped vanilla beans.
Let's get whisking. So what's the ratio that you're pouring in here right now?
This is 3 eggs and 2 egg whites.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna...
So less eggs. But once again, mine has that condensed milk, which already has that richness to it.
We're going slow again. It's almost like a tempering effect because you're not pouring it all in at once and you aren't getting a scrambled egg effect.
Right.
The key really to this is just constant whisking.
Doing a great job.
But thank you. Had much practice.
You deserve an Olympic medal, just like Brian Boitano.
Yes. Look at that. That seems ready. You've got a nice body to it.
And the
Yeah.
last one to put
I'm
mine
kind
in
of
the
jealous
oven.
of your lovely color you have there. It's gorgeous.
I'll throw it in there for you. Less mess. Same great taste.
All right, so my flans are just about ready. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pour simmering water into our roasting pan just till it gets halfway up the ramekins. And what this is gonna do is modulate the temperature of the flans while it's cooking. So it will prevent the custard from breaking and it will cook evenly throughout. And then we're gonna pop that into the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes. So not that long really in comparison to your guys' recipes, which I know, I think yours, Alita, is like an hour or something, right?
Actually, his is an hour
Oh, yours is
because
an hour.
it's in such a big, one big
Right,
ramekin.
okay.
I have just finished pulling mine, being the last one, out of the oven. We let it cool for approximately 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna go around.
I'm scared for you. It looks very wobbly in there.
So basically what I'm doing, I'm just going around the pan just to make sure that I get it nice and hopefully, oh, I can hear the caramel cracking underneath with the knife, which is great. So best way to do this, I'm doing a bowl instead of a flat plate because I'm a little worried it might be soup. So I'm gonna put this right on top of my pan and then I'm just gonna do a quick flip. Let's see.
Oh,
Darn you, Brian Boitano!
Oh, you see?
For presentation purposes, not so pretty.
But does it taste
But
good?
does it taste good? That is
Taste
the ultimate.
is the ultimate test.
Yeah.
Let's start off with mine today just because
Yeah,
I'm sad.
absolutely. All
Let's
right,
do
let's
it.
go. Wow.
What happened?
Wow.
Yeah, we all got jokes.
But surprisingly, the flavor is pretty good.
Yeah.
You guys heard that at home. The flavor is delicious.
It is. That coconut really makes it with the lime. You can taste it.
So I think if you just give it more time in the cooking process, that's really what it comes down to. Let's give
Let's
Martha
try
a try.
Let's try Martha.
Let's do it.
So I like. It's a nice golden color.
It
at the
looks
top.
really clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clean. Looks good. Sweet.
That is
Right?
good.
Really rich though.
Really rich.
Yeah.
But I think this lovely texture comes from that you like strained out your custard mixture.
Exactly. There was a lot of steps to it. I actually really like this flavor to that, and it's light enough but rich.
Super
know?
light. Let's
So
go
I'm
for the
just gonna
vanilla
pass
bean.
one to each of you.
I love the look of yours because you can see the vanilla bean. I love it that it's dark. You know, it's the amber color. It's
Wow,
more
look at that.
golden.
And that one it's got
you can
nice
see, like,
firmness
the
to it.
effects of the vanilla.
Look at that. That's awesome. Let's see.
I do like the texture of yours much better.
But the flavor here is more intense. The vanilla, the condensed milk, you can tell. That flavor is excellent.
The flavor really comes out with the vanilla bean versus the vanilla
Yeah.
extract.
Right.
So
What's the verdict?
I think the verdict has to go. Wow. Drum roll.
Well, I can't vote for myself, so I'm gonna have to go with Judith's
You know what? It's okay. I'm gonna. I don't know. The question that you have to ask yourself is: are you going for texture,
Right.
or are you going for flavor? Texture, hands down. Martha Stewart's version is so much better in texture.
And clean.
Yeah. Flavor, I mean, the vanilla just it kicks you in the mouth right here with this one. So I think I can get over the texture. I can't get over the flavor, so I'm gonna give the flavor one a win. Marcus Samuelsson.
There you go. I have to agree with you. The
All
flavor
right.
in that with the vanilla is just beautiful. Really, really good.
Hands down, the winner of today's recipe war was Marcus Samuelsson, made by Lalita.
Thank you.
Well done.
Brian Boitano's recipe did not win. Neither did Martha Stewart's, sadly to
Not
say.
this time.
I had high hopes for Brian.
I
Boitano.
did too. What great flavors though.
Yeah.
We'll give you that.
Coconut and lime.
Yeah.
Please catch us next time on Recipe Wars. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. My name is BC Hoffman.
I'm Judith Jones.
My name is Lalita Lopansary, and I just won this recipe war of flan by Marcus Samuelsson.
Catch us next time on Recipe Wars. Fight on!